guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have the event for Monster Jam sign-up series number 204. So before we get things started, I am going to show you guys the field of trucks. So that's what you guys are looking at right now. So I'm just going to scroll through the list here and just look for your name and you can see which truck you are in. So for this sign-up series, there's a total of 80 sign-ups, which is pretty good. I mean, normally I like to get more closer to 100, but 80 is still pretty solid. So yeah, like I said, just look for your name and then your truck, and then after I'm done showing this list, I will show you guys all of the races for round number 1, as well as the track. So, getting down to the end here. And there is the end of the list right there. So that is the field of trucks for this sign-up series. And now it is time to show you guys the races. Sorry that the camera is way out of focus, but here are all of the races for round number 1. So this is the first row right here. So there will not be a fast loser in the first round, and actually, since there's 80 trucks, I don't think we're going to have a fast loser until maybe round 4, I believe. So for the first few rounds, if you lose, you're officially going to be eliminated. No fast loser or anything like that. So here's the second to last row, and then after I'm done showing the races here, we will look at the track. So here's the final row, and round 1 is going to end off with Monster Mutt Poodle versus Georgia. So the track is pretty much the same as it is every time, but if you guys are new to my sign-up series, I'm going to show you it really quickly. So we have the normal show-off showdown ramp as always, and the trucks are just going to go down there, and then go, here's the racing lane, and now this line at the end with my laptop, the Max D 5-pack, and then a few trucks right here. If both trucks hit the line, whoever hits it first will advance. And if they hit it at the exact same time, like simultaneously, then in that case we will do a rerun. But other than that, that is pretty much how the track works. And those are all the races. So without further ado, we are going to kick things off with the Creatures Megalodon taking on Mohawk Warrior Vampire. Sign-up Series 204 is underway. And the first winner is going to be Mohawk Warrior Vampire. Next up, we have Wolf's Head taking on Radical Rescue. And what a race, but Radical Rescue will take the win. Next up, we have Batman taking on the Fire Monster Mutt Rottweiler. And Batman hit it first, so he will take the win. Next up, we have Inverse Gravedigger taking on Florida. And Inverse Gravedigger is going to take the win with a block. Next up, we have the Power Beast Dragon taking on Backwards Bob. And Backwards Bob just barely hit it first, so Backwards Bob will take the win. Next up, we have the Holiday Stunt Truck taking on the Training Trucks Gravedigger. And the Holiday Stunt Truck is going to take the win. Next up, we have an ice battle between Northern Nightmare versus Monster Mutt. It's going to be Monster Mutt. Next up, we have a Gravedigger battle between the Fire and Ice Gravedigger versus Grandma Gravedigger. And Grandma Gravedigger is going to edge out the Fire and Ice Gravedigger. Next up, we have Zombie El Toro Loco taking on the 2020 Aftershock. And Aftershock is going to defeat a past championship truck, which is Zombie El Toro Loco. Next up, we have Ice Cream Man taking on Thrasher. And Thrasher is going to take the win as Ice Cream Man had a horrible run. Next up, we have the Mystery Machine taking on Stone Crusher. And it's going to be Stone Crusher. Next up, we have California taking on the Fire Monster Mutt Husky. And Fire Husky is going to block California for the win. Next up, we have Zombie Megalodon taking on the Overcast Gravedigger. And, ooh, that was dead even. They hit that line at the exact same time, so we're going to do a rerun. Alright, so we have switched up the lanes, and here goes the rerun. And this time, I apologize if they both weren't in the camera angle there. Now, I do not believe Megalodon hit the charger right there. And it looks like from the aerial view that Overcast Gravedigger is going to take the win. Next up, we have the Hunter Max D taking on Son of a Digger. And Son of a Digger is going to block Max D for the win. Next up, we have the Overcast Earthshaker taking on Iron Outlaw. And another block. This time, Iron Outlaw is going to block the Overcast Earthshaker for the win. Next up, we have the Reckless El Toro Loco taking on Inverse Higher Education. And what a race, but the Reckless El Toro Loco is going to edge him out. Next up, we have the Training Truck Zombie taking on the Curse of the Gasoline Scooby-Doo. And Zombie is going to block Scooby-Doo. He flips over, but he's still able to block him even with flipping over, and he takes the win. Next up, we have Salvager taking on the Ice Bakugan Dragonoid. And Salvager hit the line first, so Salvager will advance. Next up, we have the 2019 Whiplash taking on Queen Bee. And Whiplash is going to take the win as he kind of goes on top of the laptop to defeat Queen Bee. Next up, we have Monster Mutt Rottweiler taking on the Ride Truck Gravedigger. And Gravedigger hits the line first. Rottweiler actually did not even get there, as you guys can see right there. So Gravedigger will take the win. Next up, we have the Stunt Truck taking on the Training Truck's Earthshaker. And Earthshaker is going to take the win over the Stunt Truck. Next up, we have the 2020 Ice El Toro Loco taking on the Inverse Brodozer. And Brodozer is going to take the win over Ice El Toro Loco. Next up, we have Texas taking on the Zombie Dragon. And Texas is going to block Zombie Dragon for the win. Next up, we have the Full Moon Frenzy Gravedigger taking on Superman. And Gravedigger hits the line, Superman did not, so therefore Gravedigger will take the win. Next up, we have Big Kahuna taking on the Reckless Gravedigger. And what a race, but Reckless Gravedigger is going to take the win over Big Kahuna. Next up, we have Jurassic Attack taking on World Finals 20. And Jurassic Attack is going to take the win over World Finals 20. Next up, we have Slinger taking on the Zombie Pirate's Curse. And Pirate's Curse hit the line first. That was extremely close. Slinger had the lead, but Pirate's Curse came back to take the win. Even if you guys don't believe me, you can go back and watch the clip for yourself. Pirate's Curse did hit it first, so he will move on. Next up, we have Brodozer taking on Cyclops. And, well, Brodozer hit the cars, but I think even if the cars weren't there, it was pretty obvious that Cyclops was going to get to the line first, so I'm going to count it, and Cyclops will take the win. Next up, we have a battle of the Max Ds. We have the Fire Max D and the World Finals 19 Black Max D. And Fire Max D is going to take the win. Next up, we have the Ride Truck Blue Thunder taking on the Ice Alien Invasion. And Ice Alien Invasion is going to take the win. Next up, we have the Zombie Gravedigger taking on the Nitro Neon's Dragon. And it's going to be the Zombie Gravedigger taking the win. Next up, we have the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian taking on Northern Nightmare. And it's going to be the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Next up, we have the 2020 Fire Zombie taking on the Training Truck's Dragon. And wow, they make contact and Zombie flips over, but it looks like Zombie is going to take the win. Next up, we have Raising Cane taking on the Power Beast El Toro Loco. And they make contact on the ramp. It looked like Raising Cane kind of cut into El Toro Loco's lane, but we're going to count it. He did cut him off, and that's going to give the win to Raising Cane. Next up, we have Racing Stripes taking on the Zombie Blue Thunder. And what a race, but Blue Thunder is going to take the win. Next up, we have Nomad Avenger taking on the Ride Truck BKT. And Avenger is going to take the win. BKT didn't even hit the line, so Avenger will move on. Wildflower taking on the Hunter's Earthshaker. And Wildflower has an awful run. That's going to give the win to the Hunter Earthshaker. Next up, we have the battle of two Superstore exclusives. We have World Finals 21 taking on the 4th of July Freebird. And it's going to be, let's get an aerial view of this. Man, that is super, super close. Let's go straight down. And it looks like just barely World Finals 21 will take the win. Next up, we have World Finals 16 Bounty Hunter taking on the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And it's going to be Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Next up, we have the final race of round number 1, which is going to be between Monster Mutt Poodle and Georgia. And it looks like Georgia is going to take the win. Now, I know that Poodle actually went past the Max D 5-pack, but Georgia did hit the line before Poodle even got there. It was pretty obvious, so if the line had extended out, which I probably should extend it, but if it was extended, Georgia clearly would have won, so Georgia will advance. So that will conclude round number 1. Now here's a look at all of the races for round number 2. There are 40 trucks remaining, and like I said before, there will be no fast loser in this round. So without further ado, we're going to kick things off with the Mohawk Warrior Vampire taking on Radical Rescue. So round number 2 is underway. And the first winner is going to be Mohawk Warrior Vampire. I thought it was going to be a race to the line, but Vampire is able to block Radical Rescue for the win. Next up, we have Batman taking on Inverse Gravedigger. And Inverse Gravedigger is going to take the win. This is pretty similar to the Georgia and Monster Mutt Poodle race. I know Batman went past the line. I'm probably going to actually extend it out after this clip, but Gravedigger clearly got there first, so Gravedigger will take the win. Next up, we have Backwards Bob taking on the Holiday Stunt Truck. And Holiday Stunt Truck is going to edge out Backwards Bob. Next up, we have Ice Monster Mutt taking on Grandma Gravedigger. And Ice Monster Mutt is going to edge out Grandma Gravedigger. Next up, we have Aftershock taking on Thrasher. And it's going to be a very close race. Let's take a look at the aerial view, and as you guys can tell, right there from the aerial view, Aftershock will take the win. Next up, we have Stone Crusher taking on the Fire Monster Mutt Husky. And it's going to be Fire Husky. He did hit the line first, so Stone Crusher is eliminated. Next up, we have Overcast Gravedigger taking on Son of a Digger. And Gravedigger with a nice save, but that is going to cost him. Son of a Digger will take the win. Next up, we have Iron Outlaw taking on the Reckless El Toro Loco. And sorry that it was a little bit out of focus there, but as you guys could tell, Iron Outlaw hit the line first, so Iron Outlaw will advance. Next up, we have the Training Truck Zombie taking on Salvager. And, I don't know who hit the line first. There's what it looks like. They did both hit the line. Zombie just bounced back. So I'm going to go back and take a look at the clip really quick. Alright, so looking back at the clip, that was just way too close to call. So we have switched up the lanes and we're going to do a rerun. And the rerun is going to go to the Training Truck Zombie. Next up, we have a very anticipated matchup between two of my fastest trucks. We have the 2019 Whiplash taking on the Ride Truck Gravedigger. And the race does not live up to the hype. I mean, it did for Ride Truck Gravedigger, but not for Whiplash. He flipped over very early. He's able to land it, but that's going to cost him, and Ride Truck Gravedigger will advance. Next up, we have the Training Trucks Earthshaker taking on the Inverse Brodozer. And it's going to be Brodozer. He hit the line first, so Brodozer will advance. Next up, we have Texas taking on the Full Moon Frenzy Gravedigger. And it's going to be Texas taking the win. Next up, we have the Reckless Gravedigger taking on Jurassic Attack. And it is going to be Jurassic Attack. Gravedigger flipped over early, so Jurassic Attack is moving on. Next up, we have Zombie Pirate's Curse taking on Cyclops. And it is going to be Cyclops taking the win. I'm not sure if both of those trucks were in the camera angle there. I tried to get them. But if you go back and take a look for yourselves, you can tell that Cyclops did hit the line first, so Cyclops will advance. Next up, we have a Fire and Ice battle between Fire Max D taking on the reigning championship truck, the Ice Alien Invasion. And, I don't know who got there first. Let me go back and take a look. Alright, so looking back at the clip, that race, just like many others in this sign-up series, was just way too close to call. They hit that line at the exact same time, so we have switched up the lanes, and now we are going to do a rerun. And this time it's Alien Invasion. It looks like Max D's tire got caught in between Alien Invasion's two tires, so basically Ice Alien Invasion is going to win with a block. Next up, we have Zombie Gravedigger taking on Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And it's going to be the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Next up, we have the 2020 Fire Zombie taking on Raisin Cane. And what a race down to the end, but Raisin Cane is going to edge out Fire Zombie. Next up, we have Zombie Blue Thunder taking on Nomad Avenger. And it is going to be a very close race. And it looks like Zombie Blue Thunder is going to edge out the Nomad Avenger. Next up, we have Hunter Earthshaker taking on World Finals 21. And Earthshaker hit it first. That was a very close race, but Earthshaker did indeed hit it first, so he will advance. Next up, we have the final race of round number 2, which is going to be between the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian taking on Georgia. And Dalmatian hit it first. Now, Georgia did hit it, as you guys can see right there, but if you go back and take a look for yourselves, the Inverse Dalmatian did hit it first, so Dalmatian will advance. Alright guys, so now it is time for round number 3. There are 20 trucks remaining, so we will not have a fast loser in this round either. Now here's a look at all of the races, and we are going to kick things off with Mohawk Warrior Vampire taking on the Inverse Gravedigger. So round number 3 is underway. And the first win is going to go to Gravedigger. He hit the line first, and he will advance. Next up, we have the Holiday Stunt Truck taking on Ice Monster Mutt. And it is going to be Ice Monster Mutt. I don't even think the Holiday Stunt Truck hit the line. No, he did not. And it looks like Monster Mutt's not, but he did bounce off a little bit. You can go back and take a look for yourselves. So, yeah, Monster Mutt will advance. Next up, we have Aftershock taking on the Fire Monster Mutt Husky. And it's going to be Fire Husky. He pretty clearly hit the line first. Next up, we have Son of a Digger taking on Iron Outlaw. And Son of a Digger rolls over early, and that is going to give the win to Iron Outlaw. Next up, we have 2 extremely fast trucks. We have the Training Truck Zombie taking on the Ride Truck Gravedigger. And it is going to be Zombie. He bounced off the line. I mean, even if he didn't, you guys can see right there that he did go farther. Gravedigger wasn't even close, so Zombie is going to take the win over the Ride Truck Gravedigger. Next up, we have Inverse Brodozer taking on Texas. And Brodozer has a horrible run. He flips over early, and that is going to give the win to Texas. Next up, we have Jurassic Attack taking on Cyclops. And now Cyclops, he did run into Wildflower there, but I think it was pretty obvious that either way, Jurassic Attack would have taken the win because he was heading to the line way quicker than Cyclops was. So I know it's a tough call to make, but I am going to give the win to Jurassic Attack. Next up, we have a battle of 2 fast trucks. We have the reigning championship truck, Ice Alien Invasion, taking on another championship truck from the past, the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Oh, I think that was dead even, but let me go back and take a look. Alright, so looking back at the clip, that race was just way too close to call, so we're going to switch up the lanes, and here goes the rerun. And this time it is Dalmatian! Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian did just barely hit the line first, so he was going to eliminate your past champion, Ice Alien Invasion. Next up, we have Raising Cane taking on the Zombie Blue Thunder. And it is going to be Zombie Blue Thunder. Next up, we have the final race of round number 3, which is going to be between the Hunter's Earthshaker taking on the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And it is going to be Monster Mutt Dalmatian. He hit the line first. As you guys can see over there, I added the Hunter, Soldier, Fortune, and Avenger to the line, but Dalmatian hit it first, so he will advance. Alright guys, now it is time for round number 4. We are down to just 10 trucks. Now the next round is when I will start to announce the field of trucks, and this round will actually have the first fast loser of the whole event because 10 trucks would go down to 5, which is an odd number, so we will have a fast loser in this round. But without further ado, we're going to kick off round number 4 with Inverse Gravedigger taking on Ice Monster Mutt. So round number 4 is underway. And the win is going to go to the Inverse Gravedigger. Next up, we have Fire Monster Mutt Husky taking on Iron Outlaw. And what a race! But as you guys can see from the aerial view, Iron Outlaw will take the win. Next up, we have the Training Truck Zombie taking on Texas. And, ooh, I don't know who got that. Let me go back and take a look. Alright, so looking back at the clip, that was just another race that was just too close to call. So we have switched up the lanes, and here goes the rerun. Oh man, that was about dead even again. So it was pretty obvious that time that they tied. They hit the line at the exact same time. Now one thing that I can say for sure is whatever truck ends up losing this race will be in the fast loser. But yeah, here we go. 3rd time's a charm. And this time, I think that's a tough call to make. You know what? I'm just going to rerun it again. I apologize for that. That was just a really tough call to make. Texas was looking like he was going to win, but then he hit the trucks on the side. So to be fair, we're going to rerun it again. I believe this is the 4th time now. Let's see who can finally take the win. This time it is Texas. He did hit the line first, but Training Truck Zombie will be in the fast loser. Next up, we have Jurassic Attack taking on the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. It is going to be Jurassic Attack. Next up, we have the final race until the fast loser race, which is going to be between the Zombie Blue Thunder taking on the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And Blue Thunder rolls over, and that's going to give the win to the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian. So here are the 5 trucks that have advanced to round number 5, but now it is time for the Fast Loser race to see who will take on the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian. So for the Fast Loser race, out of the 5 trucks that lost, I picked the 2 trucks that had the best run out of the losers, and those 2 trucks just happened to be the Training Truck Zombie and the Ice Monster Mutt Dalmatian. So let's see who will be your Fast Loser. It's gonna be, I think, Zombie, but let me take a look at the clip. Alright guys, so looking back at the clip, that was an extremely close race, but it's probably the closest race this sign-up series that did have a winner. Zombie did hit it first. You guys can even go back and watch the video for yourselves. So you can slow down the playback speed and everything. Zombie did hit the line first, so sorry to whoever was in the Ice Dalmatian, but Training Truck Zombie is moving on to round number 5. Alright guys, so here's a look at all 6 trucks that are in round number 5. Now before I read off the field of trucks, I just want to let you guys know, and it's pretty obvious already, that we will have a Fast Loser in this round. So 3 trucks will advance, and then out of the 3 losers, the 2 losers that have the best run will face off in the Fast Loser race. So only 1 truck here is going to get eliminated and not have another chance. So anyways guys, without further ado, let's go over the field of trucks. So inside of the Inverse Gravedigger, we have D-Hound. Inside of Iron Outlaw, we have Nick Spangler. Inside of Texas, we have Mario Minecraft. Inside of Jurassic Attack, we have Cheetah Fire Films. Inside of the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian, we have Kaz K. And inside of the Training Truck Zombie, we have Adam the Ultra Savage. So these 6 trucks remain. The 3 winners, like I said, will move on, and then we will have a Fast Loser race. So without further ado, we're going to kick things off with D-Hound in the Inverse Gravedigger taking on Nick Spangler in Iron Outlaw. Who is going to be the first person to advance to the semifinals? It's going to be Inverse Gravedigger. He did hit the line first. That was a very, very close race, but you guys can go back and take a look at it for yourselves if you don't believe me. Gravedigger hit the line first, so he will advance. But Iron Outlaw, though, does have a good chance at being in the Fast Loser. Next up, we have Texas taking on Jurassic Attack. And it is going to go to Jurassic Attack. Next up, we have the final race until the Fast Loser race, which is going to be between the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian taking on the Training Truck Zombie. It is going to be Training Truck Zombie. He hit the line first. So these 3 trucks have moved on to the semifinals, and now it is time for the Fast Loser race. So these are the 3 trucks that got eliminated in that round, and like I said, we're going to pick the 2 trucks that had the best runs out of the losers, and those 2, it's pretty obvious, was the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian and Iron Outlaw. So I am so sorry to Mario Minecraft in Texas. You have a lot of wins on my channel, but it's been a while, and you almost finally got another win, but unfortunately you had a bad run in that round, so you have officially been eliminated, and these 2 trucks will face off in the Fast Loser. So who is going to be your Fast Loser? Is it going to be the Inverse Monster Mutt Dalmatian or Iron Outlaw? It is going to be Iron Outlaw. And now we are down to the semifinals of Monster Jam Sign-Up Series number 204. So let's go over the field of trucks. Inside of the Inverse Gravedigger, we have D-Hound. Inside of Jurassic Attack, we have Cheetah Fire Films. Inside of the Training Truck Zombie, we have Adam the Ultra Savage. And inside of Iron Outlaw, we have Nick Spangler. So this is the semifinals. And I'm not really sure exactly how many championships each truck has. I have to make a list pretty soon of all my past champions so I can get all that stuff down. But as far as I can remember, well, I know these 2 trucks have championships, Iron Outlaw and Training Truck Zombie. And I know that Inverse Gravedigger does not, but Jurassic Attack I'm not sure about. I'm pretty sure it has a win in the points competition, but I'm not sure about sign-up series. But anyways, guys, without further ado, we're going to kick things off with D-Hound taking on Cheetah Fire Films. So who is going to advance to the championship race? Is it going to be D-Hound in the Inverse Gravedigger or Cheetah Fire Films in Jurassic Attack? It is going to be D-Hound in the Inverse Gravedigger. So sorry to Cheetah Fire Films. I know for a fact he has never won before. You were so close to getting your first ever win, man, but better luck in Sign-Up Series 205 to you. And D-Hound in the Inverse Gravedigger is in the championship race. So who is going to meet D-Hound in the championship race? Is it going to be Adam the Ultra Savage in the Training Truck Zombie, or will it be Nick Spangler in Iron Outlaw? It is going to be Iron Outlaw. He hit the line first. And the training truck zombie has been eliminated. So sorry to Adam the Ultra Savage. I don't believe he has ever won before, but better luck in sign-up series 205. But Nick Spangler, an Iron Outlaw, is in the championship. And now it is time for the championship race of sign-up series number 204. So inside of the Inverse Gravedigger, we have D-Hound. Now, as far as I can remember, I don't believe that truck or driver has ever won before. And, yeah, then we have Iron Outlaw, which is being driven by Nick Spangler. Now, I know Iron Outlaw has won before, but as for Nick Spangler, I don't think he has. Now, Iron Outlaw was actually the runner-up of last sign-up series 203. So, Iron Outlaw is here looking for redemption, trying to get that win that he fell just short of getting last sign-up series. So, yeah, let's see who's going to get it. We have D-Hound, an Inverse Gravedigger, and Nick Spangler, an Iron Outlaw. So, let's find out who's going to win. Your winner of Monster Jam sign-up series number 204 is going to be none other than Iron Outlaw. Has done it. Inverse Gravedigger had the lead, but then Iron Outlaw ends up taking it in the end. Congratulations to Nick Spangler and Iron Outlaw for winning sign-up series 204. Like I said before, I am pretty sure this is his first ever win. Very, very well deserved. And man, D-Hound and the Inverse Gravedigger, I never really thought this truck would have done that good. I don't think he's ever made it this far before, but he fell just short of winning sign-up series 204. So sorry to D-Hound, but better luck in sign-up series 205 to you, bro. But, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Congratulations one last time to Nick Spangler and Iron Outlaw for winning this sign-up series. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, if you guys could please subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. I am still on the road to 2,400 subscribers. I think I'm less than 40 away now, so if we could hit it by, like, the end of the month at the latest, that would be great. So, yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys also turn on post notifications, leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed, post a comment down in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.
Goodbye.